Hey there! Welcome back to Cities in a Blink, where we uncover the stories behind the world's cities, one blink at a time. Today, we will explore how Athens became the capital city of Greece. Let me tell you a story about a city that became a capital twice. Once in myth, and once in history. Because Athens isn't just a place, it's an argument. A claim about what Greece is, and what Greece wants the world to remember. And here's the hook. When modern Greece chose its capital, it didn't pick the most practical city. It picked the city with the strongest story. Long ago in the world of legend, the gods looked down at a rocky hill above the sea and asked a simple question. Who will claim this city? Poseidon stepped forward first. He struck the ground with his trident and offered a gift of raw power. The sea. Storm's dominance. A promise that said, I can make you feared. Then Athena stepped forward. And she offered something quieter. Olive tree, wisdom, endurance, peace. A promise that said, I can make you last. The people chose Athena. And with that choice, the city took her name, Athens. Even in myth, Athens is defined by an idea. Civilization is strongest, not when it is loud, but when it is lasting. So now step out of myth and into history. Athens rises into one of the most influential city-states the world had ever seen. Not because it conquered all of Greece, and not because it had the biggest army, but because it built something more dangerous than an army, a model. A model of public life, of politics, of philosophy, of art, of debate. And the Acropolis wasn't just architecture. It was a message carved into stone. We are not only a city of power, we are a city of meaning. But history doesn't reward meaning forever. Empires rise over Greece, Romans, Byzantines, Ottomans. Athens survives, but for centuries, it is not the capital of a sovereign Greek state. It becomes something else. A memory, a symbol, a name that echoes louder than the city itself. A capital. Waiting for the right moment. That moment arrives in the 19th century. Greece fights for independence. The revolution ends. And a new country faces a hard, very real question. Where should the capital be? And here's what most people miss. At that time, Athens is not the obvious choice. It isn't the richest city. It isn't the most developed. It isn't the most administratively ready. If you were choosing purely on efficiency, you could argue for other places. Places with stronger infrastructure. More people. More stability. Why Athens? Because modern Greece wasn't only building a government, it was building a national identity. The new state needed a capital that could say to the world and to its own people, we are Greece. We are the continuation of this history. We are the heirs of this civilization. And no city carries that message more powerfully than Athens. So Athens becomes the capital, not because it is the simplest choice, but because it is the most symbolic one. Then comes the transformation. A modern capital grows around an ancient heart. Government ministries rise. Universities and cultural institutions take root. New streets, new neighborhoods, new boulevards stretch outward. Athens becomes something rare, a capital where the living world walks beside the ancient one, where apartment buildings sit in the shadow of temples, where daily life runs right past monuments that once defined the world. And through the 20th century, wars, occupation, political upheavals, dictatorship, and democracy, Athens remains the center of national gravity. Because once a capital becomes the place where a country's state, culture, and identity are concentrated, its role becomes hard to imagine anywhere else. Not impossible, but unthinkable. So, why Athens? Because Athens brings together 4 layers of inevitability. Mythic identity, a city named for wisdom. Historic prestige, a legacy that shaped the world. National symbolism, the perfect anchor for modern independence. Institutional momentum, the machinery of the modern state rooted in one place. Other cities could have been administrative capitals. But only Athens could be the emotional and historical capital of Greece. Athens didn't just become a capital, it became a bridge connecting myths to reality and memories to everyday life. If you love discovering cities and the stories behind them, hit that subscribe button and join us for more adventures. Next up, we're heading to Madrid, chosen by Philip II to centralize Spain's empire away from powerful regional elites. Its inland location signaled unity and security, and later monarchs expanded it into Spain's permanent royal and political core. Thanks for watching Cities in a Blink, where stories of cities come alive, one blink at a time.